Alright guys, such a again today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. One of the big questions this year, who is going to be the MVP? Big candidate again, following over from last season, but this year maybe is the time again for an AR to get their seat at that table. Scrappy and Dashy looking very good so far in this game, but when Scrappy was asked the question, are you better than Dashy? Despite Scrap's normal confidence, he cannot give a clear answer on the matter, certainly showing some respect to OpTic's main AR this season for his performances so far. Very much interested in your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new as always, I greatly appreciate it. Cool to see TJ as well, having a great start of the season. Last year he had a real resurgence year. A couple of years ago, TJ, I wouldn't say it felt like he was washed up, but he certainly didn't seem to be the player that he was in, let's say, World War II, when he dropped that 58 bomb on London docks as it was at the time. Then wasn't that long after that, TJ wasn't really the force that we remembered him to be. We know that his Search and Destroy is going to be good, one of the best ever Search and Destroy players in competitive COD. And look, his hardpoint numbers hold him back a little bit here to only have a 90 overall, but still, very commendable start to the season from Teej. And to be fair, his hardpoint numbers and control numbers aren't going to be great when you've got Slasher and Gwinn absolutely slaying everything off the face of the earth. So yeah, TJ and Slasher back at it again as a duo. It's working out very well so far this game, and yeah, cool to see TJ have a good resurgence in his career based on what we've seen over the last few years, and maybe should give some optimism to other players that they can keep it going as well. TJ's been around so long. I mean, this guy, Toast as he used to be called, way back in Advanced Warfare in his pajamas making plays, and honestly he was even around before then. There's, I think, a famous clip of Nameless clutching a 1 versus 4 on Express Search and Destroy in Black Ops 2, and TJ's on the other team. He can't have been more than like 11 years old. More cheating drama today as always. Nature was talking about the major problem that cheaters are currently posing in Black Ops 6. Every kill cam you watch, everyone's accusing everyone of cheating. The gaming experience is chalked, he says, and I mean, there are even clips going around. This guy replied and said that he's not dodgy, he just pre-fired the guy, and look, I'm not saying this clip on its own is enough to prove anything, but like, I just saw some of these clips floating around yesterday, and just on the matter in general, this is far from the most blatant thing that we've seen. And even Dashy and Fulmer were commenting and saying, yeah, of the top 250 players, they reckon like the majority of them are just straight up cheating. If they deleted everyone from the top 250 that was cheating, I'd go from 205th to the 11th place, he says. And it's difficult because you want to believe that this isn't true, that a lot of those guys are legit, and there's maybe some talented players out there that are still causing pros some problems. Kind of like what aBeZy was doing way back in World War II when he had like the number 1 and number 2 placements on the ladder with both of his different accounts. And, you know, aBeZy kind of got noted doing that, and JoeDeceives also was a name that was dominating the ranked play leaderboards a couple of years ago and got noticed as a result. You'd like to think that's still possible for some players. The issue is that understandably everyone thinks that basically everyone is cheating over there, and even if they're not cheating, some of these guys, they might just be queuing with cheaters, which is also a possibility. And you know, Nadeshot's basically quick call over all this. And it is funny to say that Fortnite in many ways is doing a far better job than Call of Duty is at dealing with some of the cheaters. They talked about this a few weeks ago now, about the issues with cheaters in Fortnite on occasion, and it turns out a player cheated in their tournaments. We obviously saw this with Jimbo a couple of years ago in COD as well. And, well, this week we filed a lawsuit against a player who cheated in our tournaments, they say. This player used cheating software and hardware and tried to avoid getting caught by using multiple accounts. It didn't work. Cheating has no place in Fortnite, and we're doing everything we can to stop it, including legal action. So, yeah, Epic Games are cooking on this one. And it turns out, yeah, here you go. This is the official case of Epic Games against this guy who cheated. And fair enough, you know, you don't tend to see stuff like this especially often, and if you do, it's certainly not from Activision Blizzard and Microsoft, because they just do not seem to care. What they do seem to care about is maybe making a bit of money from, you know, if they can sue the cheat manufacturers or whatever, then they make money that way. Or, but obviously there's been some speculation that, well, do Activision really want to shut down the cheating software developers, because if people are cheating and they get bans, then they have to like buy the game again on their new account, which maybe is good. So yeah, I don't know. There's obviously been lots of talk about that. This I thought was pretty cool as well to see Crimsix, who did a brief little interview here actually with the Porsche Sprint Challenge NA, because he dominated that championship this season. I'm not exactly sure what Crimsix's plans are going to be next year. He did kind of tease it a couple of weeks ago. But of course, Crim is now back part of OpTic again, and it was leaked by Porsche that he was going back to OpTic a good few months ago now, and it was finally confirmed just, a week or so ago at this point that Kremp back to OpTic is official. But of course, they've got Scump, they've got Karma, they've got Former, they've got Crimsix, the Dynasty roster, all part of OpTic now, and Karma was obviously working with OpTic for a bit of time, but he wasn't necessarily coaching them until relatively recently. But of course, many of us in the community said, look, when you've got access to that much, Call of Duty talent and experience and championships, why would you not use them to help your COD team? Now, look, Krim isn't going to step in and become the assistant coach to Karma, I wouldn't imagine. But if he can help the team in some regard, that's going to be valuable, right? In the same way that Scump, and Karma and Formal even, Formal we know has conversations with Dashy on a relatively frequent basis, and that can be valuable to help Dashy become the player that he knows that he can be and become basically a multi-championship winner more so than he already is. So Kremp found an interesting spot here. It's maybe, I know that some people have used this before, it's not exactly brand new, but I thought it was a little bit interesting that if you use this the right way, you can on Skyline hop up in this manner. And Crimsix was like, yo, tell Shotzzy about this, and it's kind of nice to see that he has the feeling of maybe finding a way to help the team in some regard. But speaking of Dashy, of course, he may well be the best main AR in the game right now. Cellium's had a difficult start to the title, to say the very least. The best player in the AR category in the game might be Slasher right now, you could argue. He's been killing it on the Ravens. And outside of that, and certainly as time goes on, you might well expect Dashy or Scrappy to live up to the plate yet again. Scrap was, of course, incredible. Last year, he was like a 99 every single stage. Dashy had a good year last year as well, but I think this year might even be better for him. The way this game plays, the aggression that he can bring to the table. Dashy, of course, last year was, the hill kitten a lot of the time, and that worked out very well for OpTic. They won the World Championship. This year, I think Dashy's going to go next level, and, well, Zoomer asked Scrappy the question when OpTic were playing on stream a few days ago now. Is he better than Dashy? Who's better, Scrap or Dashy? Now, we know how much confidence Scrap has. If you ask him who's better, Scrap or Scump, he'll tell you Scrap, right? He reckons that, as we saw yesterday, the players of today are simply better than the players of several, years and decades ago. And obviously, you can debate that point to time immemorial, but, nonetheless, on the modern day, in the current era, Scrap and Dashy are playing at the same time. And look, we know they get along relatively well, but they are playing for rival teams this season, and Scrappy, contrary to what you normally expect, doesn't make it clear that he reckons he's better than Dashy, giving him a lot of credit and respect, and I think understandably so with the way they've played in this game so far.
Let me peep. Let me show my chat. Hold up.
Yeah, let me see this movement you're
actually no, that wasn't that impressive, but it's definitely a route. It's not like a glitch, it's just a route. Bro, I'm doing that shit at the age of like,
yeah, we have to factor in the age.
900. Yeah, dude.
You can do that shit.
This is not Cole Kremp.
This is like I could be your father, I
hope not. Fuck.
I'm showing my chat. Hold on. We're gonna judge this.
An accidental jump up. And it was clean. It wasn't like I was like I got active right away, you know what I mean?
Wait, the clip.
Like a
Oh.
little clean mantle here at a porter, dude.
Show that to Shotzzy.
A little clean mantle here. Like, that's fire.
Well, that was
kind
kind of clean. I actually fuck with that.
Yeah, just a little one. That's fine.
And you're in the hill. Like, you gotta show that part to the new gen porter. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm putting it to use. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're actually.
I'm putting it to use.
It's for a good call.
Three separate.
Hold up. Hold up.
It's 9-3. Oh, it's over. Where the fuck is? What the fuck? We'll be seeing you. 3 rips.
Oh, okay.
Bruce will do it his damn self.
Straight, bro.
Bruce will do it his damn self. He don't give a fuck.
Yo, who's better, Hooker or Bruce or Scrap?
End of the year to see if the meta actually develops at all.
What do you guys think, chat? Who do you guys think is
Leaning, so I don't even know that song. I think that's the words, but
I'm waiting to see some of these
who's better?
He crouched up and down.
Just
I don't know.
Find that pressure.
I don't know, man. Who's better?
Watch the flank and get guys on time.
The Scrappy's team, of course, starting out 4-0, the Los Angeles Thieves. They've been pretty close to losing on occasion, but Scrap overall at a 93. Search and Destroy, not quite as strong. The respawn modes looking very good as always, at least in terms of impact. And like, even though Scrap hasn't had the best start to the season so far, you might not expect that because obviously HyDra is there as well to get loads of kills. Last year, Scrappy was on a team where he was from an AR side anyway, doing pretty much all of the damage. Now there's Ghosty over there. You've got HyDra as well putting up serious numbers. There's not that many kills to go around at some level, but 93 overall for Scrappy so far. So far in this game, Dashy is at a 97 overall, and sure, his control might not be quite as strong as Scrappy's based on kills per 10 and stuff like that. His hardpoint though is better than Scrappy's right now, and his search and destroy is mind-blowingly good. Highest search and destroy KD in the league so far with a 1.96, certainly for his role. Kills per round, damage per round in the 99s. So yeah, this guy's been on fire. And if they didn't lose to Boston and they'd started 4-0 rather than 3-1, the +4 adjustment which Scrappy got rather than the +2 adjustment which Dashy gets would have taken Dashy to a 99 overall rated card so far in Black Ops 6 here, but I don't think this is a massive surprise. I think many of us expected Dashy to be a real force at this game, and well, that is what we are seeing on the server it seems so far. But yeah, I thought it was kind of nice for Scrappy really to not say, oh, what are you talking about, I'm the best AR, no questions at all. I do wonder if you'd have asked Scrap the same question about the likes of Cellium, because of course he's not had the best start, nor have FaZe to Black Ops 6, but yeah, Dashy definitely does look like in terms of ARs to beat right now, he is the man to stop, arguably. Just before we close out the video, I thought this was kind of cool because you guys might be familiar with this story, and you know, people are wondering what exactly the lore behind this is. So yeah, I wanted to explain it to you guys real quick if you've never heard about Doug wearing a wire. Of course, this being Doug St. Martin. Basically, back in World War II, all the teams used to have to play these pro point games, basically just a game battles match against whoever. And if you won it, you got your 5 pro points, and I think you had to play 5 a day, and then it would obviously give you your points you needed. And it was, you know, kind of cheese. Many of the pro teams are like, why do I have to waste my time playing 5 game battles matches a day to get these dubs? Because they were going to win them all anyway. So the team started to trade wins. You know, they'd work with a team and they would just give them a free win basically, so they didn't have to bother with it. And there are various ways the way the teams were, you know, flexing the rules, to say the very least. Now, Doug got exposed for doing this, and therefore I think Doug's team, like, basically failed to qualify for it, but Doug knew that others were doing this as well, so he turned up to the bar one night with a wire on and tried to catch, I think it was Nameless or maybe somebody else, saying that they'd done this as well, so he could then go to the league and say, hey, here's the evidence that these other guys have also been scamming wins, as we did and got punished for. So yeah, drama as always and competitive COD, but I know that many of you guys won't have been around when the whole Doug Wire story happens, which is still very entertaining to me. But very much enjoyed your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.
Smartest on the team, King of Booty?
No, like for me, like Roxas, then Khalid.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I would have thought it. I would have thought it was HyDra.
Like sometimes Khalid, sometimes Salman. You know.
Yeah.
You can't choose who the smart player between Khalid and Roxas.
What about S&D?
S&D for me, Roxas, the best player.
Really?
Yeah, for me. And also the best.
Fox has paid him.
Your kicks. Your kicks.
Yeah, I want to hear Khalid.
Yeah, no, that guy's
What about Khalid? Like Khalid, what does he get at? Kills?
Yes, slow.
He's slow?
No way.
Wait, 12 minutes. 1 minute.
What did he say?
He said give him 1 minute, I think.
Okay. I think Khalid's telling him like, yo, you gotta chill.
What you said, Shotzzy.